Hi, everybody. This is Ben Rolnick, host of the Seer Series. And in line with our upcoming April 13th event, See Love, Celebrate Yourself Extravaganza with a Love Feast, I'm going to talk a little bit about self love. Now, I'm going to drop the mood for one moment because there was a time where I did not love myself, not even close to that. There was a time where the very last thing I wanted to be was myself, dragging myself down into the depths of despair and utter depression. And in this place, I faced what I call now a white wall problem. I wanted so much to be up there, but I found myself down here. And I kept trying to climb up using method after method after method, and nothing seemed to keep me at that level. Now, it's really easy to just utter affirmations. I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. But whether or not they actually stick is a whole different matter. And I know myself in that situation. I was being hard on myself. I was shaming myself for all these crazy, terrible things going on in my life that really weren't so crazy and terrible, but you couldn't have told me that then. Now, one of the whole points of celebrating yourself is celebrating yourself, flaws and all. Because when we criticize our deficiencies, we suffer a double defeat. And they're not really deficiencies after all if we really look into them, because sometimes our greatest weaknesses can be our greatest strengths. Now, that might not be obvious to you or someone that you know in your life right now, but I can tell you the very things that worked for me. The first thing was changing my diet, changing what I put into my body. Now, that also includes, and by the way, I want to go back a second and say changing my live it, changing my diet to a live it, because that's really what we're talking about here. And now that includes what I put in my mouth, but also maybe more importantly, what I put in my head, through my eyes and with my thoughts. Because all those thoughts unspoken still manifest into our nervous systems. If you're interested at all in the work of Bruce Davidson, a remarkable neuroscientist, you would understand that everything we touch, smell, taste, see, think about, experience, is imprinted directly into our nervous systems. So you can't get away from it. Just the very sight of violence puts that violence into your nervous system. The very thought of it puts it into your nervous system. That's why in the Bible we understand that, and by the way, I'm a Jew, I'm not a Christian, but we can all learn from every wisdom tradition, can't we? Because when we cut ourselves off from sources of knowledge, then what are we truly doing? We're losing out on the opportunity to truly learn and grow in ways that might be instrumental for the achievement of our dreams, the fulfillment of our life's purpose, and the movement of our mission towards completion. Now, that story is pretty heavy for me, but what I feel now is just intense love and bliss. Because of things like the Seer Series Love Feast, they bring us together. They fill our minds and our hearts and our entire beings with tonic experience as opposed to toxic experience with the standard American diet, the sad diet that we experience on a day-to-day basis, just cannot quite live up to. So we get together with these people that enliven and inspire and make us just feel like we're on top of the world. And that's what we get from experiences like the Seer Series. So I want to go a little bit deeper into this because I want to talk about another thing here too, and that is making decisions. Because from what I know, if you're in a place where you're kind of like, I don't know whether or not I want to really celebrate myself, or I don't know whether or not I really want to step into my power, well, let's look at that for a second. First, you have to ask yourself, well, what do I truly want? deepest, the deepest part of me, because you're going to have conflict